Well, good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery. We get together with our distribution partners most weekday mornings at this time at 8 o'clock Central to talk about strategies, tips, techniques, share success stories, and support each of you. It wasn't too long ago that we had rolled out the Quick Cash program, and there's a page on our website that further describes it. And we've had a couple trainings that address it. But in short, we developed the Quick Cash program to assist individuals who need funding but don't yet qualify for a loan. So, of course, our credit and funding program allows us to work with individuals to build their credibility across the 3 C's. But what do you do when someone just needs funding now, but they don't qualify for a loan yet? Well, that's where Quick Cash comes in. Our topic today is looking at how to monetize, how you can make money from Quick Cash. And I can't take credit for this. This was developed by Yvette, one of our distribution partners. She enrolled 20 new Quick Cash clients over the weekend. And that is after having a really big week last week. So she has certainly proven how you can help people with Quick Cash, enroll them, and make right around $100 per hour doing so. So I'll go through the specific steps so we're clear. But there's 2 questions that we're trying to answer here. First of all, do you know anyone who wants or needs $10,000 but doesn't qualify for a loan due to credit or other limitations? And would you like to earn around $100 an hour to help them? That's what we're going to get to in terms of monetizing Quick Cash. Great side gig. You don't have to sign up for anything. You don't have to pay anything. You don't have to make any promises. It's super simple. But as we always do, or typically always do, before we get to our topic today, we want to go ahead and make sure that we're clear on who we are, what we do, and how we help people. So let's cover the foundational topics first, and then we'll get into our topic today of how you can monetize Quick Cash. So what you and I do as technical advisors is help individuals and small business owners improve their credibility to qualify for financing, regardless if they need business loans, auto financing, mortgages, etc. So what we normally do is we use the credit and funding program. So this is our flagship program, whereby Quick Cash is often a tool or a resource used for credit and funding program clients. However, Quick Cash can be offered standalone. We'll get to that in a moment. So normally we use the credit and funding program whereby we can help anyone access at least $100,000. Well, how is that possible? That sounds too good to be true. Well, just the opposite. What we do is we work with them to improve their 3 C's. I was just on the phone this morning with Terrence, one of our white label partners. He's a CPA, and it's always great talking to him because he has such experience and formal education in accounting and finance. And so this just makes perfect sense. I don't think anyone that is financially literate would argue the point that it's important to have the 3 C's. You need to be creditworthy, have collateral, and have capacity. Why do you need those 3 C's? If you're trying to borrow money, these are the things that lenders typically look at. And that's what we do. You and I, as technical advisors, help people improve their 3 C's. Now, how does this tie back to Quick Cash? Well, Quick Cash is when they don't yet qualify. So they need some funding fast, but they don't yet qualify for a loan. So the credit and funding program is designed to get them from where they're at to becoming credible. But what do we do if they need funding now and they're not yet credible? That's where Quick Cash comes into play. We'll talk about that more in a moment. Of course, our program is legal, proven, and effective. All right, so we're clear on what you and I do as technical advisors. We help them build their credibility with the 3 C's through the credit and funding program, guaranteed capital raise. Makes sense, right? Now let's go to step 2. Who is it that we tend to work with? Well, we can work with anyone, of course, but our target audience is working with imperfect people. Now, that's not a hurtful or hateful thing. We just mean people that would otherwise have problems getting access to funding because of what? Because they have some issue with their 3Cs. So are we here to help them through the credit and funding program improve their 3Cs? Sure. The analogy, I guess the best one that we've come up with is if you and I were a Safelite windshield repair company, right? We bought a franchise, and so people call us or contact us online if they need a new windshield or windshield repaired. So do we help with perfect windshields? Well, no, they wouldn't need Safelite if they have a perfect windshield. But if the windshield is cracked or chipped or broken, then they would call Safelite. Well, who is it that needs the credit and funding program? People that have chips, cracks, damage to their windshield, or imperfect people in terms of their money, in terms of their credit, in terms of their collateral. Sometimes people want to make it sound negative, like, well, you're trying to prey on people that are imperfect. No, we're here to help people that are imperfect. Just like Safelite's not trying to prey on people with cracked windshields, they provide a solution to a problem. You and I, as technical advisors, provide a unique solution to a very frequent problem that people want and need money, but they don't qualify because of their 3Cs. So through the credit and funding program, we help them improve their 3Cs with a guaranteed outcome. Thus, who would we look to help? People that are imperfect in terms of their 3Cs. Makes sense, right? I don't think there's any surprises there. It's just a very different approach. Most people in the lending world want people with good credit, good income, long time in business, and lots of collateral. Well, if they have all those factors, that's great. And frankly, we could still help them on the funding side, but our bread and butter are helping those people that are imperfect. Does that make sense to everyone? Questions, comments, concerns? Okay. So now let's get to our topic on how you can earn $100 an hour monetizing quick cash. And this, frankly, is the Yvette model. As I mentioned, a few of you just came on. Yvette is one of our distribution partners. She enrolled her first batch last week, and we started paying attention like, Yvette, how in the world are you generating this volume? And then over the weekend, over the past 2 days, she's enrolled 20 more people. She made $2,000. And I realize for a lot of you big hitters, that's not a big deal, but she made $2,000 profit over the weekend doing this exact model that I'm showing you. Okay. So let's bring it up here. So step 3, understand how to earn $100 an hour while helping others with quick cash. This is the Yvette model. Well, first, of course, you have to get the word out and allow people to understand that quick cash exists. So, of course, we're looking for people that would like 10,000, but they don't yet qualify for a loan. So I think we're clear on that. Now, in the Yvette model, what she does is she doesn't charge them 100. She charges, we'll just round it off, $200. Hasn't been a problem. Now, she's keeping 100 of that. She calls that her processing fee. So that is her profit from the transaction. And then, of course, she transfers over our portion, which is called the title transfer fee. So we can actually transfer the assets over to the participant. So she's charging right about 200. She's keeping half of that for getting the person in the system. Now, does this require you to go get the client under contract? It does not. We will take care of that. We want to keep it simple. Keep it simple. So, for instance, for Yvette, she enrolled those 20 people. She sends us our portion and the email addresses, which I'll talk about next. And then we take care of the contracting and implementation. So no, you don't have to go figure out how to get them under contract. No, you don't have to service them. Simple for you. Which takes us to step 3. And I put in all caps because we want to clarify who does what. So you collect, if you want to upcharge it like this, so you're going to collect it from the participant, and then you are going to forward our half, the $99.99, to us. And all we need is the client's email. You don't have to collect their name, their date. Well, and you can if you want for your records, but you don't need their name. You don't need their date of birth. You don't need their phone number. You don't need any personal information. All you need to take away from that transaction on your end is you collect from them the 200, however you want to collect it. You want to collect it via Bitcoin or Venmo or Cash App or PayPal. If you want them to pay you in chickens, it doesn't matter. That's up to you. But you collect from them the money and their email. You forward our half, you forward us our half of the money, the $99.99, and the client's email. At that point, we take it over. What does that mean? We're going to then send them the Adobe onboarding. So we're going to get to work, and then we're going to transfer the $10,000 of assets and then assign a team to work with them on liquidating those assets. Very smooth, very smooth. Now, I understand 24 hours, we're talking about weekdays. So, if you enrolled someone Friday afternoon, it's very probable that they wouldn't be processed till Monday. So one business day, 24 business hours, if you will, give us a little break there on weekends and holidays. So let's cover the frequently asked questions, and then we'll address any questions, comments, concerns that any of you have. Question number 1, can a person enroll in Quick Cash multiple times? So in other words, let's say that they want 20,000 of assets instead of 10,000. Can they do that? Absolutely. Paulie, who is not actually on the training this morning, normally he is, but Paulie has a client's facing housing issues, frankly, facing eviction issues, needing a bigger chunk of money quickly. So Paulie enrolled the client twice. Paulie collected this times 2. Paulie kept his money. He forwarded our portion, and as well as the client's email. And we've already onboarded the client. We've already transferred over the 20,000. So the question here, and I think this was Alfred's question originally, I don't remember, but yes, they can enroll multiple times. It's the same process. It's just done multiple times. So, and maybe you want to be flexible. Maybe you charge them $100 processing fee on their first 10,000 portfolio, but maybe you only charge them $50 on subsequent portfolios. Or you could maintain the normal $100 processing fee for each one, so you're able to maintain your profit margin. That is up to you. We know that we need the $99.99 title transfer fee for us to transfer each portfolio over. Each portfolio is going to be increments of 10,000, but it's up to you how you want to price your processing fee. All right, so as the computer thinks about it, as it's cycling here, question number 2, how do they pay? And I mentioned this briefly before. It's up to you how you want to collect money from the client, right? Because you are collecting the $199 from the client. So it's up to you. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, chickens, Bitcoin, up to you. Question number 3. Do you need to be a white label partner or an affiliate to make $100 an hour following the Yvette model? No, you don't. I mean, you're welcome to be a white label partner if you want. You're welcome to be an affiliate if you want. These allow you to make money off the back end, off the capital raise. But we were instructed by our board to keep this absolutely as simple as possible. We want to provide a way that our distribution partners can earn money easily. You don't have to sign up, you don't have to sign a contract, you don't have to commit to anything. Just simply follow really the 3-step process, because this is step 4 is us, but you follow, and frankly, this is inferred. So really it's down to 2 steps. You collect the money from the participant, forward half to us in the email, and those are really, your 2 steps, right? So, and then the last question, and I think this one was also Alfred's, but forgive me, I forgot to take note of who gave us this one. So can you get referrals from others? Well, that's a smart thing to do, right? Because other people know other people that you don't know or might have a sphere of influence. So the answer is absolutely. You can increase your income by getting referrals from others. Best practice, of course, would be sharing your processing fee with them. So, I mean, again, it's up to you. You could offer them 0, but they would be more motivated if you split them money. So let's take Tony, for example. He's in South Carolina. If he went out and educated about the availability of Quick Cash and said, hey, I'll give you a $25 Visa gift card for each person you refer that enrolls. So instead of him netting $100, he would net $75, which isn't bad, because now there's more people coming through than he would have been able to reach otherwise. He's got, what, a 75% profit margin. Most businesses don't have anything near that. So with that being said, let's scroll down to the bottom. The bottom line is, with the credit and funding program, which we're kind of indirectly talking about, we assist participants in improving their 3 C's and creating a loan package so they get at least 100,000. You can make a lot of money doing that. If you have clients that are in the credit and funding, but they need Quick Cash sooner, you can enroll them as a second step. Or again, what Yvette's doing, and again, just for complete transparency, she is starting people with Quick Cash and then pivoting them over to credit and funding as a second step. But it's up to you, the order. They could do credit and funding first, Quick Cash second. They could do Quick Cash first, credit and funding second, or they could just do either or. They don't have to do a combination. So who has questions on today's topic, which is how you can easily earn $100 an hour helping people with Quick Cash? Again, this is Yvette's model. She came up with it, painfully simple, and it works. All right, Jerry's asking, how does Yvette collect the money? I don't know that entirely because I'm not with Yvette, but from what I've seen, she's often accepting Western Unions from the client, but I don't know if that's her sole way of collecting the money, Western Unions or MoneyGrams. But that would be up to you. Okay, who else has questions on how to earn $100 per hour helping others? Okay. Timothy's asking about materials. So certainly you can go to guaranteedfunding.org, and if you click on the Quick Cash page, it has information. And also we have a flyer that we're happy to provide you. And again, you don't have to sign up for anything or pay anything to refer people into the Quick Cash. And so if you would like that flyer that you can edit with your contact information, just go ahead and email us, and we're happy, no charge, no obligation, to send you the Quick Cash flyer. It's ready to go, approved language. You would just change the contact information at the bottom. You could put in your name, well, put in your name, but you can put in your phone number, you can put in your email address, you can put in the free landing page that we give you. It's up to you. But the bottom line is the flyer mirrors the information that is on the website. But really what we're using is just the flyer and the website. I don't think anything else is needed. If you want to extract data or content, I should say, off the website, which of course is Quick Cash, anything that you want to write for posting and ads or social media or what have you should just come off of the flyer or the website to make sure we're remaining compliant. All right, and then Carlos asked about repayment, and that's the beautiful thing. Quick Cash is not a loan, because what we're targeting here are individuals who don't qualify for a loan yet. Because if they qualified for a loan, we wouldn't necessarily use Quick Cash. We still could, but we might not use Quick Cash. We would just go through cash loans available through the credit and funding program. But Carlos' question is, does the $10,000 have to be paid back? And the answer is absolutely not. It's not a loan, no interest. That's going to be attractive to a lot of people because some people are worried about taking on debt. Interest rates are continuing to go up as inflation does. And so there's no interest, no repayment terms. Okay, who else has questions, comments, concerns on how you can make $100 per hour helping others with the Quick Cash program? Again, we've had more thorough, more detailed training on Quick Cash. We don't want to really be quite that redundant. If you're not quite familiar with exactly what Quick Cash is and how it operates, please consider going to our website, guaranteedfunding.org, and then you'll see the Quick Cash page. Also on YouTube, on Business Paralegal channel, you'll see our past trainings. And I think we've already had 3 different trainings on Quick Cash. All right, so Sarah's asking a question, and I'm trying to think of the right way to answer. So her question is, I think, just seeking direction. Should she market credit and funding, or should she go out and market Quick Cash? Well, that's what we've discussed. It's up to you. You could start with either. You know, people could come into Quick Cash and then move into credit and funding. People come into credit and funding, we might realize that they would benefit from Quick Cash, or they could do one or the other. They don't have to do both. So it's really just up to you. But seeing the type of volume that we're seeing, again, with Yvette and others of enrolling, let's just say on average 10 people a day. And again, you know, she's got a sphere of influence, and she's action oriented, maybe more than some other people. But you know, to earn an extra $100 per hour times 10, extra $1,000 a day for a side gig where you don't have to sign up for a contract, you don't have to buy anything, you don't have to spend any money, there's no consequences. It's a good side gig, and that's all I can say. You don't make as much money on this as you would the full credit and funding program, but there's a lot of people that need 10,000, they don't qualify for a loan, and you've got an innovative resource. All right, any other questions, comments, concerns before we hang it? Okay, Carlos asked about how long to liquidate. So let's talk about the timeline, and you're right, Carlos, it wasn't listed here. So the first milestone is you getting the client to pay. And then the second milestone or significant event in each client's process is you forwarding us our half, the $99.99, and letting us know the client's email. So really, this is milestone 1, this is milestone 2, and then milestone 3 is we need to get them processed. We need to transfer that $10,000 of assets to them. So Carlos is almost asking about step 4, not shown on the screen. Yeah, we'll work with them immediately to start liquidating those receivables. And so I guess we'll say 24 hours and 1 second is when we're able to start that process, if that makes sense. Okay, anyone have any other questions, comments, concerns? It's an innovative approach at providing funding resources to those individuals who just don't qualify for cash funding yet. We still would like to get them into the credit and funding program. We definitely would like to work with them to improve their 3 C's so they can get more than 10,000, so they can get 100,000 or more. But this is about the only outlet we've been able to come up with creatively to help people with an injection short term when they just simply don't yet qualify for a loan. Plus, it has the advantage that it doesn't have to be paid back. So let us know if you have questions, comments, concerns. Our contact information's here, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.